coach. You don't need a coach. Yes, people, welcome to 2S TV. It's a boy at the Blunt Pundit where I speak my mind and you can say yours. Arsenal won another game. That's 4 games in a row, people. Although this is the FA Cup, it is not the League Cup. It is not the Premier League. It is the FA Cup, people. But welcome to my life, people. I know many Arsenal fans are happy. Many of us were not happy during the game, obviously, for obvious reasons. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're always going to meet this kind of performances. Don't expect a crispy performance every day, people. It's not always going to be rosy for us. You need to understand that. If you're just joining right now, I have tagged a link on top of this chat for you to be able to do your player ratings, so that by the time we get to the player ratings, which we're going to be getting to very soon, it's going to be a very short video today. You can do your player ratings, and then after I do my own player ratings, we can have a look at the average score. Let me know if you can hear my music. If it's too loud, let me know, and I'm going to reduce it, people. Just let me know. I cannot tell unless you guys tell me it is actually disturbing. Let me just pick some few comments here. Hey, Relentless Football Talk. How you doing, man? How you doing? Yes, Sierras was class when he came in. Listen, there's a reason why I rate this guy, man. There's a reason why I rate him, because for his age, I think he's doing bits. For his age, he's doing a little bit too much for his age. But listen, we cannot take anything away from that goal, because I think that goal for me was a combination of, you know, Xhaka, Smith Rowe, and himself. So listen, kudos to these guys, man. Kudos to these guys, honestly. And we cannot take anything away from this guy as well. Yeah, this wonderful player that saved our asses. I think I'm going to be getting Kenny Ken. He's trying to get into the studio, but I cannot see him yet. He's going to get into the studio very soon. I think he's having technical difficulties. He's always having technical difficulties, Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken, you need to get a technician, man, or just pay me and I'm going to help you. Right. Sterling here says, I wanted party. Listen, man, I know what you mean, man. You want to party? Hey, let's party. Hey. Mr. Alexandra Gomez, Baonia, bro, I do all right, oh, bye, I do all right. How you doing? Those that can't understand. This is a Yoruba brother of mine, obviously. How you doing, brother? DZ, the music is cool. Thank you for responding. No one ever responds when I ask him that question. Why? I don't know what's up with Kenny Ken, man. He keeps popping in and popping up. I need to IM him, man. Give me 1 second. I don't know whether he's having technical difficulties. We're going to get into the show very soon, man. As soon as Kenny Ken comes in, then maybe we can get into the show. Let me just pick some few comments here. JCB, how you doing? Good win, 2 good goals, job done. Not good enough until second extra time. Also, when Laka came on, it makes a difference. Yes, our man of the match. Tough game versus Palace. Hope we win that and keep the form up. Man, it's going to be a tough game against Palace, man. Honestly, I'm dreading that game. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm dreading that game because Zaha can just decide to turn up. And look at what they did to us under Emery. But listen, I think we're kind of high-rising right now. And I think one of the reasons he didn't start the likes of Smith Rowe, Saka is very, very obvious that those guys are going to be starting. Gabriel was not even in the squad today for some reason. I don't know why. But listen, Pablo Mari is another player that we need to talk about. But I'm going to be talking about most of these guys a bit in-depth, though. Maybe when Kenny Ken comes on. That is, if he sorted out his technical difficulties. That guy, I think he needs to pay someone to sort him out, man. I have no idea what's up with that guy. Always having technical difficulties. Relentless Football Talk, my guy, man. I wanted Pepe to score so bad or not. I know you're a Pepe lover, but listen, man, the guy has to step up. It's as simple. But I think he did. If I'm going to compare between him and Oba, I'm not even sure who even did better. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want him to do well as well. If you're just joining, please, guys, make sure that you try and do the player ratings. I pinned it right on top of this comment. You should be able to see it somewhere here. No, I think somewhere here. Yeah, somewhere here. You should be able to see. Get my direction. You should be able to see it on top here, on the top comment. You should be able to see it in your chat as well. Please, make sure you do the player ratings. It's going to be fun. I want to see the average score across the board. Just click the link and do the player ratings. Myself and Kenny Ken hopefully are going to be doing it a little bit later as well. Right. Is the video freezing a little bit? You know what? Let me get rid of this background, because this background might be... I think this background is taking a little bit too much of my CPU. Alexander Gomez, you pronounce my name like they do in Lagos. I'm not a Lagos boy, by the way. I'm a northerner. Just so you know. Sterling, ESR the next Ramsey. Listen, man, I think it's gonna be better than Ramsey, man. Let's not get into Ramsey, man. He's gone. Let's not get into Ramsey. This is 30 million for Pepe. Would you take it with a heartbeat? With a heartbeat, man. But do you know what? Let me think about that carefully. Maybe I'm gonna chill. Maybe I'm gonna chill with him, man. All right, we've got Kenny Ken in here now. Kenny Ken, how are you doing, mate?
I'm okay. How are you? You okay, brother?
You are always having technical difficulties, man. Always having technical difficulties.
Can't you hear me?
I can hear you, but I need to maybe get rid of my music or something. Is my music affecting you?
No, of course it's not.
Are you sure?
No, it's fine. I can't hear your music.
Perfectly, yeah?
I can't hear your music. Hold on 2 seconds.
All right, cool. All right, people. As I was saying, right. Are you sorted now? I can hear you, man. But you're freezing though. Your video is always freezing, man. Is it the internet or something?
Hello, brother. I'm waiting.
Are you talking to me? You're frozen.
I'm waiting for you, man. Where have you gone?
Your video is frozen. I'm still here.
I'm still here waiting for you.
Excuse me. Can you guys hear? You know what? Let me remove you and bring you back in. It's getting crazy now, man. Yeah, I can see you now.
Right, can you hear me now?
Yeah. You need to sort your broadband out. You need to sort your broadband out, man. You're always having difficulties with your phone or with your internet or something. What sort of internet are you using? Maybe I should recommend for you, or should I give you as a Christmas gift? Maybe I should get you a new broadband provider.
I've got good internet. Hey, you live on how many?
You call this good internet?
Who do
you call this good internet?
What? What's wrong with my internet?
It don't matter. Do you call this a good internet?
Yeah.
You're freezing like you want to start doing breakdowns.
Okay, I'm staying still now. Is this okay?
A little bit better.
Told you.
Yeah, it's better. Anyway, let's get right into it. Kenny Ken, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's bloody hot in here, man. You've got to see my hair for the first time. It's hot.
I feel like drumming on it.
His hair.
I feel like drumming on it.
You know what I mean? Man hasn't cut his hair for about since March.
Really?
Yeah.
And your hair didn't grow more than that.
No, look at the back. Remember around the back, it's bushy, really long.
Anyway, thank you very much, Kenny Ken, for letting us know about your hair. Let's get straight into the game.
Where do you want to start? Brother?
Listen, man. It's gonna be a short video because Claude is not feeling well. I wish him quick recovery. Just for some guys to know, Ada is not available today as well. So I've only got you, a legend as always. Right. So listen. Generally, what do you feel about the game? So we're gonna look at just general stuff, and then we're going to player ratings.
Okay.
We're going to player ratings.
Okay. Listen. So same situation is that the whole game. Let's just take it into context. We had to make changes because the reason why we had to make changes is because we got big game on Thursday and we got a game on next Monday against the same opposition. And whether we like it or not, because of COVID-19, this season has to finish at May because we don't want to affect the Euro 2020. So we have to be prepared for that and we have to utilise all our players. Obviously, we got a shot when Martinelli was injured in the warm-up, but we need to be very careful, the lad. But the players who've come in today, the players we're talking about, David Luiz, Willian, Pepe, and Reece Nelson. If you go through them individually and you look at their performances, David Luiz, I was very pleased with him today. I thought he did a fantastic job. I thought, by the way, special mention for Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll was fantastic today. And she probably should have won the game from Newcastle, but David Luiz held his own against him, and David Luiz was very strong in a sort of offensive way where he puts long passes for Aubameyang. So that's David Luiz. Second one, Willian. I don't know this guy. You know that. So
let me get this straight. Did you feel, because I said on my interview on AFTV, and I think it's going to come out a little bit, and maybe I'm going to get stick for it again, but I asked the question, did Willian do that badly? I don't think
Well,
he did that badly when you compare him with Willock.
All right, and that's the thing. I've got to go from individually. In terms of Willian, the Willian we know and we admire at Chelsea was took games by the scruff of the neck. He was utilised his pace. He got himself in attacking areas, and he created chances through crosses and through balls. This Willian, I don't know what he's too tentative for me. He's too tentative. He's like he wants to do what his manager tells him, so he keeps things simple. Gives the ball, passes it to someone else, puts a little your cross in, takes free kicks. Come on, we expect more than that. The performance wasn't great, wasn't bad, but was it great though, Tade?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. I mean, what I said was I don't think he did that badly. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he did a 3 performance for me. That's what I don't think he did a 3 performance. I don't think he did a 4, maybe 5. If you compare him with the likes of Willock. Even Reece Nelson as well. That's where I was coming from, and maybe they're gonna see it as see it as a stupid comment again because obviously I've been getting.
Let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something now. You have been given an opportunity to give your opinion on a huge platform, which is AFTV, where they have 1.3 million subscribers. A lot of people will kill to be in your position and are desperate to do what you're doing. The only way you have any credibility is if you're true to yourself. And that's the thing. You know football. You play football. People who in that dressing room at Arsenal will appreciate what Willian does for the football club, 100%. And the reason why they appreciate what Willian does for the club because they think, you know what, if Willian does the hard jobs, that enables me to go forward. And I think that's the thing. I think a lot of Arsenal fans look at the Chelsea form and expect it to be replicated.
Yeah, there's an expectation. Yeah, there's an expectation.
But if we now move on to Reece Nelson. Now, I was very disappointed. Okay,
why don't you hold that thought? Let's do it this way, right? Let's do it this way. We'll talk through each player again. I'm gonna put the pictures on while we talk through one of each of them, one after the other, and maybe we'll just maybe we'll just do the player ratings once and for all. Once you talk through them, we'll do the player ratings. And guys, if you're watching right now, if you're watching from Facebook, if you're watching from YouTube. There's a link that I don't know if I put it on the Facebook, but there's a link which is in the descriptions right now. You can use it to do your player ratings. Please and please do the player ratings. As soon as myself and Claude does the player ratings right now, we're gonna look at the average overall, and then we can have an idea. It's actually good to have an idea of what you guys are thinking, not just myself and Kenny.
Actually, my name's Ken.
More interactive.
Hey,
sorry,
Ken.
I said Ken. What did you hear me say?
Okay.
Can you hear me properly? Or your internet is messing up again?
I'm Ken.
I didn't say Claude, man. Is your ear having technical Is your ear having technical difficulties as well?
No, my ears are fine. Let's get on with the show on the road.
All right, then. Let me just put this on the screen quickly. All right, I'm just gonna put this on the screen quickly. Where is it? Okay, I'm just gonna put this up quickly. Right, if you can see this, can you see it? Is it clear enough?
Make it a bit bigger than that, please.
Okay, cool.
Much better.
Is that better?
Yeah, I could see Aubameyang.
Okay, cool. Someone here, Relentless Food said Tade, you said Claude. Did I say Claude? Man, all of you need to fix your ears, man. All of you need to fix your ears quickly. All of you need to fix your ears, man. You guys are not hearing. That's player ratings, yeah. Please and please do your player ratings right now, yeah. Do your player wrong link at Morsibor. What are you talking about? What link are you talking about? Please, the link, I have pinned it right there. And then if you look at the descriptions, I actually put player ratings there. You can actually go in there and do your ratings. We're gonna check the average score afterwards, yeah. Please and please and please. It's gonna be fun. Hey George, I see you, George, from Facebook. Someone here says, Dizzy here says, Kenny Ken, hair's looking fly, man. Hey, you fly boy, you know. Hair is lit, just like Mikel Arteta. Okay, Mikel Kenny. Right. Okay. Let's get straight into it. Yeah. So let's start from the top. Aubameyang. What would you rate Aubameyang? And I want you to talk through his game today. What did you feel about his game? Did he impress you?
Right. The thing about Aubameyang is that he had no excuses today. He got a lot of service. He was playing in the position that fans wanted him to play. If you look at the first chance, David Luiz, a great long pass from a quick free kick. He should have scored that chance. There was another chance as well, which last season he was scoring, where it's on the left-hand side this time. And what he's done is that Dubravka's narrowed his angles, but the Aubameyang in the FA Cup final would have lifted it up over his his left foot. So in terms of his game, a lot better than what it has been before.
Sorry to cut you short here. So you feel that chip that he did with his right leg, you feel his lack of confidence, or you just feel the angle was a little bit off? Because I felt the keeper already.
Look, I think the goalkeeper narrowed his angles, Dubravka, but last season, regardless of whether the goalkeeper's narrowing the angles, he's not sharp, still not sharp enough for me, in my opinion. And he's had some good chances as well, headers that normally will go in as well. In terms of being in those positions, I was pleased. So, in terms of his all-round game, obviously he got his goal. I'll give him a 7. But
you give him a by 7?
Yeah, I'll give him, but I'll be marking him probably too high. But
I'm surprised. I am so. Excuse me.
One thing I do like about my strikers, I like them being in the positions that I want them to be. You're there to score goals, get in those positions. All right, you're missing chances. I'll let you off if you miss chances. But if you
am I talking to the real Kenny Ken? I just want to be sure.
Look, the thing is Kenny Ken. You're talking to him.
I don't think so, man.
What do you give him?
Because what he's called a tapping.
Yeah, but you've got to look at his all-round game. If you compare his game, his performance to the performance against not Southampton, but his performance against Burnley, big difference, isn't it?
Okay, fair point. I think you've sold that one to me. If you give him a 7, that's good. We'll see what the average scores is. Okay. We're gonna see what the average. We're gonna see what the average scores is. I'll be shocked if it gets anywhere near 7 on the average. So you give him a 7, right? Okay.
Who's next?
So that's it. 7 there. Martinelli didn't play. He was in the lineup. He didn't play. Willian is the next person. So you already talked about Willian. Can you just shed a bit more light on him? Yeah. And whatever
I think in terms of Willian.
See, Claude here says Claude says 6. You see? We're actually surprised. Claude says 6. Hey, Claude, you're right. I hope you're feeling better, man.
I agree with Claude. I think that was a 6 performance. However...
No. I mean, Oba. He's talking about Oba.
Oh, Oba.
Claude, are you talking about Oba? Are you talking about Oba? Or are you talking about... Yeah, he's talking about Oba. You said 7. That's what I'm saying. This is why I was a bit shocked.
7. All right. In terms of Willian, let's be honest, right? We both agree that he didn't do anything out of the extraordinary, but he didn't play badly. He actually did well for the team. However, that's not acceptable to the masses. But for me, I'm going to give him a 6 because he did what he does exactly what his manager wants him to do. Makes himself difficult to beat, stops the overlaps, helps his team. You can't get more than that, really. And you know what I mean? And he was a bit more effective than Reece Nelson. So 6 is what I'm giving him.
Okay. I mean, this is what I was trying to make people understand because I think they were expecting some Superman, right? Or they're expecting some sort of Voltron or some, I don't know, expecting someone that's going to come in and, just do a job or something. Do you know what I mean? And I kind of agree with you to a certain extent, honestly, because it's not like he lost the ball in several occasions. Sorry?
That's a change. That's a change to normal.
Yeah. So, honestly, I kind of agree with you. Guys, if you're just joining, please, there's a link right in the description. If you can just click on that link for the player ratings, you can put your player ratings right there. Let me just take this from George. He's from Facebook. Hi, George. You're right, man. By the way, George is one of the guys I play football with in our team right now, obviously because of the COVID.
Hi, George. How you doing?
Yeah. We play together for Hope Church FC. He plays on the wings. And
in Essex?
No, not Essex. We play here in Ipswich, SIL League.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So you're a good footballer. I
try. That's all I can say. I try. Let's move on. Let's not talk about me. So what he said here, George, is Willian is now just passing backward. He's too safe. He's a great player when he runs. Do you know what? Yeah, he said something George. Here. Being too safe. Sorry?
I agree with George.
I do agree with him as well. He's playing too safe. He doesn't want to lose the ball like Pepe does often. And I think people want him to take a bit more risk. That's what I want him to do. I want him to do that. Yeah. Right. I'm not going to be able to see all the comments. Rangers Football here says, Willian is the only Brazilian who is boring to watch. Are you sure about that?
I respect that opinion. I respect him because he's got a point.
I think Gilberto was boring to watch, even if I thought it was a DM. He did his job well. Claude says he's going to give Willian a 6.
Hey, what
Do you know
about
what,
Joe
yeah?
Linton?
Joe Linton, what did he do? Oh, is he Brazilian?
You tell me.
Is he Brazilian?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Do you know the funny thing, right? Claude is giving this guy a 6. I'm not going to lie, yeah? You guys have actually switched today. Because normally, the ratings you're giving is the ratings Claude will give. And the rating he's giving is the rating you are going to give on a normal day. So I don't know what you guys smoked yesterday, man. But
enjoy it.
Sounds good. Listen, let's move on here. Let's move on. So you give him a 6, right? All right, let's go to Pepe. What are you going to give Pepe?
You know what? Endeavour, willingness to try things, can't knock it. But I'm sorry, I can't deal with that final ball or lack of final ball. I can't deal with the consistently making wrong decisions. I feel like tearing my hair out, and I've got a lot of hair, believe it or not.
You don't have any hair left.
At the front. But it's definitely around, or probably hair in my beard. He frustrates me. He really frustrates me. I know people, and the trouble is that, you know, in football you have players, and then what you do is you have it inverted commas. What if or if only? He is what I call a what if only footballer. If only he had these players around him. What if he did this? What if he had a run of games? I'm sick of it now. I'm giving him a 6, and that's pure out of frustration. How many chances are we going to give this lad? How many? How many? Please. I've run out of patience. What about you?
Listen, personally, I felt 6 for me sounds good. I felt that he, compared to some of the other performances, I felt he put in a little bit of shift. I saw him really fighting. Let's be real. His final ball is still frustrating. There's no doubt about it. I don't want to be too harsh on him because I thought there was an improvement from him. I have to be real. I thought there was a little bit of improvement. He's a very frustrating player because of the way he tries to dribble. I don't think he lost the ball too many times today. Apart from one very significant time when he was supposed to score, he was going to beat the man. And that guy just had enough to push it to corner. If not, he would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper in the first half. One of them chances he had. So I think 6 is fair for me. I think 6 is fair. I don't want to be too harsh on him because I don't think he messed up as much. Because today he really worked hard. That's one problem I've always had with him. The difference between him and Martinelli is the fact that Martinelli doesn't lose the ball often, and Martinelli works hard. Do you know what I mean? Those two things combined are the things that he doesn't have. And I think today, work ethics for me was kind of good. So I think for me, 6 is actually an okay point. I think I'll give him a 6. If you're just joining right now, please just click on the link. I've pinned it on the top. Click on the link. You should be able to do your player ratings. Just after this, we're going to look at the average score. That way I can understand what you guys are feeling. If you, myself, and Kenny Ken are just giving rubbish ratings or not. We'll find out in a bit. Please do that right now, yeah? Okay, Willock, what do you feel about Willock's performance today? You're thinking. Are you still there or are you gone? Are you still there? Seems like his internet is acting up again. Hello? Are you still there, Kenny? Honestly, I need to sort your internet out, man. I need to sort your internet out, man. You see? It's gone. It's gone. There it is. It's gone. I don't know if I'm going to wait for him or I'm just going to keep doing the player ratings myself. Anyway, let me just read some comments here. Mossy Boss here says, Willian's the most fraudulent signing I've ever seen Arsenal sign, and he kept getting chances. Are you sure about that, man? There's a lot of fraudulent people we have in Arsenal, yeah? There's so many of them. You have Denis Suarez, you have Kallstrom, you have Scolacci, you have Mikel Silvestre. There are a lot of fraudulent guys out there, man. Can you see me now? Because you went off. Oh, good. All right, let's get on with it. So, Willock, right? Willock, we're talking about Willock. What do you feel about his performance today? What would you give him? What would you rate him?
Bruv, man, I don't know how to. He's a very hard player to analyse, you know.
Mm.
It's very hard because it's hard to find out what he's really good at.
Mm.
He's got the physical attributes to be a very good footballer and a top-class footballer at the football club. But there's things that physically brilliant. But I don't know how to rate him other than he's a hard worker. He hasn't got the creativity, but he's got a goal threat and he can run. He can pass, he can run, and he can shoot.
He's very industrious. He's very
He's industrious. But I look at him and I think, is he really what we need? Is he really Arsenal level? I really do think that. And I think that there's like sometimes when you play in the game, right? And as hard as you work, you just can't get in tune with your teammates. And I always get that impression with Joe. So I've got to give him a 5. I really got to give him a 5 because I didn't see anything that impressed me enough to make me think, you know what, this guy's grabbed his chance.
Okay. Eagle here has given him a 6. Sorry, I think he's trying to say that what you gave Willian 6 has been generous.
Igel, I'll tell you later, mate. But you know, Igel's got. I respect where Igel's come from. I respect everyone's opinions on Willian because I do get where people are coming from. But from what we're trying to say is that he isn't as bad as people think, and he probably isn't playing as good as I would like. And I think that's how you got to have a very conservative opinion on Willian.
Yeah, I understand that. And for Pepe here, he's saying that Claude is saying Pepe walked his socks off, lacking confidence. I agree, man. I agree. That final ball is just lacking. Sterling, why are you giving a 7? Is that Pepe? Or is that for Willian? Eagle is saying he missed 2 chances, 2 1-on-1s. I think he's talking about, that should be for Pepe or Oba. I'm not sure, man. You need to put some names. I'm giving him a 5. I think he's talking about Pepe.
Yeah. No, he's talking. I think he's talking about. He could be talking about Pepe.
Yeah, I think so. Right. Anyway, let's move on. So, Willock, what's your final rating? We have to do this quickly.
5. 5.
5. Yeah. 5. All right, that's a 5 for him. Let's move to Elneny, another player who always works hard. I don't know, man. He's end up. I don't.
Can't knock him. You can't knock
him.
He's
not bad.
Can't knock him.
He's not bad. He's not great.
Yeah, but he can't knock his
performance. Player that you want in the squad.
Yeah. The thing about Mohamed Elneny is like if your wife gave you a shopping list and she put all those items on the list and you went and those items are exactly how she described them. And it's the same with Mohamed Elneny when he plays football. He is what he says in the team. He ain't gonna score you 10 goals from midfield. He's not gonna put his Pele passes in every time, and he's not gonna grab a game with a strap in the neck. But if you ask Mohamed Elneny to mark someone out the game, he'll do it.
He's gonna do it.
If you ask Mohamed Elneny to get the ball and pass it to a better player, he'll do it. He is good at what you ask him to do. And there's always going to be room for him. Whilst Mikel Arteta is our manager, if no one makes a significant offer for Mohamed Elneny, then Mohamed Elneny is going to be part of our football team. And today, he didn't do bad. Yes, there was one mistake where he got bullied off the ball and he nearly created a chance for Newcastle to nick it. He's done that
a lot recently. He has done that
a lot of recently. But a lot of that is because he's probably doing 2 or 3 people's jobs. But on to contents to today, I've got to give him a 6. I didn't see anything that made me alarm me to think that he was going to put us into deep trouble, or in terms of us losing a football match. I can't complain.
Okay, cool. Let's. I think I kind of agree with you on that. I do. Georgia is asking, what's Willock's best position? I don't know. Listen, we've already covered that, man. I totally agree with you, man. Relentless Football is saying Willian is shit. Sorry, but he's not good enough. Can he? Waste of money. You guys are harsh, man. I don't know what you guys. You guys are harsh, man. Claude and Banster, yes, says Claude. Only 5. I think that's pretty much what you. I think you give him a 6. I said it. Yeah. The 2 of you are switching today, man. You and Claude, you guys are switching, man. Honestly, right, I don't know what happened to you people. Right, Relentless Football again says I'm just a simple footballer. That's all. Sometimes simple is beautiful, man. Sometimes simple is beautiful. Works. Let's talk about Tierney quickly. Tierney,
best player on the pitch. Best player on the pitch by a mile. It wasn't even close. To be honest, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where we'd be in this situation. Last season, it was all about if Aubameyang wasn't in a football club, we would have been relegated. Well, if this guy doesn't play for us, I don't know where we'd be as a team. He's the only person who consistently shows his level. if not more above. Defensively, not a problem with him. Attacking wise, he's got the thing about him, right? He's got this change of pace in the right areas, especially in attacking areas.
Unexpected.
Unexpected. I just look at Steve Clarke of Scotland, and I look at him and I think, mate, you are one lucky man to have Robertson and Tierney in the same team, who are relatively young. You are a lucky manager. Trust me, Kieran Tierney and Robertson, I'm going to keep that man in the job for a long time. Kieran Tierney to me today, 8.
Really? Give him an 8.
8.
Really?
8.
Wow. That's quite surprising. But okay. Let's give him an 8 then. Do you guys agree with that, people? I mean, he gave the assist to Oba, so 8, quite generous. Pablo Mari, the calm, collected individual, the guy that for me goes very unnoticed, but for me he is very, very, very efficient. And I'm not even. Let me talk about him. Listen here. One thing I love about this guy here is he's doing his job silently.
Yes,
but you can never see him get beat easily. He reminds me a lot about Mertesacker, but Mertesacker with pace. A little bit pace. Because one thing, if you think about Mertesacker had that composure. You can't beat him except you beat him for pace. Yes. Once you've left him, that's it, right? But this guy has got a bit more pace than Mertesacker.
Yes.
And he does the business. And I'm looking at Gabriel and I'm thinking to myself, because of what Gabriel has done for us before he went on the red card and then had the little bit of illness, maybe the manager might be more biased to bring him back into the team. But I'm beginning to think
nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think about the Tottenham game. I think about the game against Everton where I had the red card. I have not seen that sort of rash behavior from Mari.
But the thing about it is you may do. You've got to realise, right, is that one thing that's guaranteed in football, right? 2 things are guaranteed in football, right? You're going to get injured and you're going to lose form once in your career. And there's going to be a time when Mari's going to lose form and that he's going to be criticised. He's going to get the same pellets as Holding's going to get, the same pellets that Louise gets. It's going to happen because, different games and different opposition. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At the moment, we have to temper our excitement with a lot of our players because of the fact that until we consistently challenge for the big trophies and consistently make noises in Europe, it's always going to be let's just calm down and let's just be more conservative with our opinions. And I think that's the same with Pablo. But in talking of his performance today, 7, no problem with him. As you said before, you didn't notice him, and when you don't notice a player, it's a good thing.
Okay, cool. Let me just put this here. I think this is a better. Can you see this? This is
100%
better. Can you see it? You can see the rating. Can you guys see the ratings?
Me?
Can you see the rating? Is it clear?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's stick with this one now. Then, but let me just do this.
Nice setup you got there.
Yeah, I've been working on it the past few days. I want it to be more interactive with people on the stream as well. Let's just take a few comments here before we go back to the player ratings. Mosibo says, KT, my man of the match, my captain, best left back in the league. I'll give him a 12 out of 10.
If only that's possible, Mossy boy.
Claudia says, Tierney, best player on the pitch, 9. Okay. That means the player ratings is going to be high for this guy. Jesse B here says, Tierney, 8, great player. Okay. DZ, Tierney gets an 8 for me. Great performance. And our forward's horrible finishing has robbed him of a lot of assists. I kind of agree with you on that. You know what? Yeah. Before we go on, I've been saying this, and I don't know if you've also noticed it or if you've actually found out that Willian and Bellerin. I said it in my watch along. I said it yesterday on Eagle TV on Arsenal Lounge. Willian and Bellerin have actually created the most chances for us. this season.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay. So the question now is it the quality of the crosses that are kind of good, or the fact that the players that they're actually sending the ball to do not know how to score the goals?
Our strikers are off form. Our strikers are off form. And that's the thing. You look at the Wolves game in terms of like the cross, the cross. Who provided that? Who provided that cross?
Which one are we talking about now? Which one?
You know when we lost to Wolves 2-1, who provided that cross? Right-footed cross. The geese with hair like mine from Brazil.
Willian. It was Willian. I can't even remember now. I'm trying to remember the goal.
Who's always putting those great crosses in? It's Willian, and that's why.
Yeah.
And now, if you compare that to Pepe, Pepe tries to beat his man. He tries to have a shot and goal, and he looks better. But in terms of productivity, Willian is providing more in terms of productivity.
This is why
he's creating more chances. But you're not allowed to say that, Tade. You're not allowed to say it.
I know. Because we're looking at the other side of his game. And this is why I kept saying that Willian, I know we're going back to Willian, but we're still going to be honest, we're still on Pablo Mari. We need to move a little bit faster, honestly. We're beginning to digress.
Well, come on, then.
But one thing about Willian is I always maintain, for me, his best position is in the middle. Look, let's run through this comment quickly. KT, proper lad, he keeps on saving Mkhitaryan's job. I don't think he's saving Mkhitaryan's job. It's not just him. Mkhitaryan puts him in the team. JC, Mari, 7. Claude, excellent, 8. All right, let's move on quickly. So Mari, what are you giving Mari then? Quickly.
I gave him a 7.
You give him a 7, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's move to Luis now. What are you gonna give Luis today?
My favourite player. I'm gonna give David Luiz an 8.
An 8? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why I'm gonna give him an 8? Is there a particular reason?
I thought his passing from long range was fantastic. I thought his marshalling defence was brilliant. I thought he gave Andy Carroll a run for his money. And I thought and Andy Carroll played well today. But David Luiz played better.
He had 2 chances.
That was Andy Carroll against any other defender other than David Luiz, will Newcastle win this game.
But Andy Carroll should be scoring. Andy Carroll should be scoring that goal, though. Let's be real.
Maybe he should have scored a goal. Maybe, but
he had a sitter. It was literally him and the goalkeeper, and Leno went to America and he played it to Lagos. Anyway, let's move on, man. Cedric, what are you gonna give Cedric?
Solid 7. Solid 7.
Do you think he's better than Bellerin?
Yes. In terms of like defensively, he's better, and in terms of like what we need in terms of like understanding and link with the attack, and his crossing's a lot better. Bellerin's just quicker.
Okay. I agree. Okay, this is definitely not Xhaka.
Xhaka, though. Xhaka, you had Xhaka before that, didn't you?
No, I mean, I think I've messed this up again. Oh, damn, I'm always messing this up. I think I've messed this picture up.
Right. Stop. Go back. Slowly, go back again. Stay there. All right. Go back to Leno. Go back to Leno. Leno.
Yeah.
Right. Stay still. Leno. 7.
Yeah, but 1 second. I think. Wait, hang on. Before you do that, I'm thinking I must have the proper picture somewhere because I must have messed this up.
No, Leno's there. You've just got Leno. You need to stop getting excited. There.
I'm not getting excited, man.
There.
All right. Cool. Let's do this as Leno then, because I think 7. I've messed this up. I put
7.
the wrong picture and the wrong name. This should be Xhaka, though.
Don't worry about that. I haven't noticed it. Leno's 7.
Why would he give him a 7? Because of the double saves, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I felt when he was called upon, he did the job. Runarsson didn't play today. Lacazette came on, he had the assist. And let me just talk a little bit about this, yeah? And this is exactly what I said on AFTV. Like, you see that trio, the 3 of them. Lacazette, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Xhaka. They seem to be building a bit of understanding in their game. Now, yes. Laka was actually falling down, yeah? Laka was actually falling down when he was putting that header. But the reason why he did what he did was because Emil Smith-Rowe made him to do that. Emil Smith-Rowe put himself in a position, making a run where he could see him. And it's very, very similar to the West Brom. The run of this guy, yeah, affects the decision making. And this is why they keep saying make players should be making openings and runs for other players. When they do that, they affect the decision and make them to make better decisions when they're on the ball. And that's what he did. That's what he did. He was falling down. He was still, yeah, I could see this guy running. Nodded it. And look at that finish. I don't even know
you know what you've just done? You know what you've just done?
What?
You just single-handedly dismantled the opinion of fans and the expectations and the demands that Aubameyang should play in that position rather than Xhaka, because Aubameyang will not be able to do that.
No, I agree. And this is what I've been saying. I don't like Oba playing through the middle. He started in the middle.
Oba plays his best football where he is. If you look at Oba, if you look at the goal he scored today, is what he was doing last season. Is that he stays on the left-hand side
and then runs in.
What he does is that he arrives late into the box and he makes himself unmarkable. You know what I mean? And that's where he scores his goals. Or he's on the shoulder down the left-hand side, and I think if we don't foul him and he gets past us, we've got no chance. That's his best football. I'm going to give him a 6.
You give him a 6?
Generous, because he only played 15 minutes, but he did create. He did create panic in the Newcastle defence and created tiredness.
Okay.
Right, this is Nelson.
Yeah,
doesn't
Nelson.
take
What do you feel about him?
5, 4. Time's running out for this guy. He's a solid.
But he hasn't had much. He hasn't had much game time though. He was just injured. He just came back from injury.
Again, he's like Pepe. He's one of those players that if only and what if. We ain't got time for if only and what if players.
But Kenny, let's be real though. I don't think he's had as much chances as Pepe.
Maybe not, but if only and what ifs isn't going to get me in the top 4. It's not going to get me in Europe. It's not going to get me challenged for title. I don't have time for what if only players like him. It's time to cut our losses.
All right, so quick one, yeah? Quick one. Nelson or Willock for Bundia? Which of them are you going to pick?
Well, I'm going to...
That's if it's going to happen. If it's going to happen.
I'll try Bundia because I've seen these two other players and they're not for me. They haven't.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, who are you going to... No, get the question, yeah? Who are you going to pick? Because there was an offer on the table. I don't know if you saw it. There was an offer. There was a rumor that there's going to be like a cash plus player, and they're thinking of Willock or Nelson to go the other way to Norwich, maybe on loan. The question is, which of these two players are you going to pick? Because they only need one player for cash. Sorry,
I'll give Joe Willock.
All right, cool.
The reason why I think, because there's a player there in Reece Nelson, but I'm running out of patience.
Yeah, I agree. Smith Rowe?
What can I say? Nope. That was Kieran Tierney. I'm going to give him an 8. But one of the things I'm going to say, thank you, VAR.
Again, do you know what? Yeah. What you've just said now, yeah, I was screaming on my watch along because I did the watch along today. I was screaming. I was like, when they showed the VR and the replay, I was like, that player was trying to get this guy sent off. In fact, the yellow card they gave to him was not a yellow card, in my opinion, because he barely touched him. As soon as the guy saw the leg, he just went down like a sack of potatoes. I was like, why?
No, you know what it was a scream and a rolling round that honed the referee.
Then he should be carded for deceiving everyone. Come on.
But it was dangerous. The studs did catch the leg and catch the thigh. It was a yellow card.
That was a scratch. That was a scratch. That was a scratch.
It wasn't sending off, but it was an offence.
All right, that's fine. Xhaka now, our favorite player, Xhaka, and I'm very, very interested in what you have to say about this.
The thing with he's another player that people need to accept Xhaka for what he is. Xhaka is not he's not Santi Cazorla. He's not Mesut Ozil.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Thiago Alcantara.
Mm-hmm.
He's Granit Xhaka.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps it simple, plays his long passes, senses danger, covers up positions. If the left back is out of position, he goes left back.
Mm-hmm.
Wins free kicks, bit of a nuisance. That's what he is in the tin, and he gives us a bit of cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
But As long as we don't play teams with pace and on the counter attack where he gets outpaced, he's fine where he is. He's never going to be these players we described, and maybe a Liam Brady, but he is what he is in the team. He gave us cohesion. He was part of the attack that caused that was responsible for the second goal. I'm going to give him a 7 because of how he affected the game when he came on.
Okay.
And I think that's the problem with football.
I think that's fair because I was particular about Xhaka, even in my watch along, and I kept on saying that people only talk about the bad things that Xhaka does. They only
100%.
echo the bad things. No one echoes the good things. And let's be real, yeah, it was his initiation that led to that goal that Oba scored. It was him. He created that chance. He saw that run from Tierney. He gave that pass, and Tierney made that run behind the defender, and then put the cross across. When he came in, he was quite decent. He was really, really decent with his distribution. He was decent with his short and long passes. And he always goes unnoticed. And I can understand the frustration of fans because when he does bad, it's probably this kind of bad whereby we probably lead to a goal or, that might cause the opponent to create a chance. And I think that's one of the things that's built up, against Xhaka. Because when he makes that mistake,
go and say hate.
It's go really, really bad for us. Do you know what I mean?
Say hate.
Sorry?
Hate. Say hate towards Xhaka.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. But most of the good things he does goes unnoticed, and I'm gonna keep being balanced about this guy. I'm gonna keep being balanced about him.
You're in a minority.
Relentless Football says the Xhaka crap, but he did well with the pass. Listen,
thing is, I get where he's come from, Nathaniel. I know where you come from, mate. I get it. I do get it, and I understand that the season when in Arsene Wenger's last season when Arsene Wenger was dismissed, that Granit Xhaka was responsible for a lot of the goals we could see in the counter attack because teams sat at him and said, right, he's got no pace. He's either going to foul us or we're going to outpace him. I get it, but I think what's happened is sometimes we need to think about, well, what can he give us in a that is positive and they're going to help us win football matches. And I think we're a lot of Arsenal fans, all bets are off with Granit. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter what he does. That's it. No more at the club. Get stuffed. You know what I mean? So they're never going to see anything good in Granit.
Okay. Cool. I don't know which other player we haven't covered, but this is Mikel Arteta. Have we covered all the players? We've covered Lacazette. I think, we've covered pretty much all the players.
Yeah.
Why are you going to give Arteta today?
Look, I'm going to give Arteta a 7 because he did things. He did. I understood him. I understood him today. And the reason why I understood him is because I get where he was coming from.
No. Kenny, this is not Kenny.
Wrong.
No, this is not Kenny.
It's something wrong. Oh, look, there's something wrong. Have I said something that's wrong?
I'm surprised.
Don't be surprised. Look, can I just explain something, right? All right. Tade, can you calm down for 1 minute? Can I explain something, right? You've known me for 3 years. It's not personal. I don't think he's the right man for the job. I don't think he's doing a particularly good job, and I want him replaced ASAP. However, today he did his job properly. He understood the situation we're in terms of we've got massive games with Crystal Palace and Newcastle, and he needs to preserve the strength of his players. Today, his team selections was fine. I agreed with his team selection. His substitutions,
even with Pepe and Willian in the team.
Well, I've got no problem with Willian as a footballer. You've just identified accurately that in terms of chance creators, it's Willian and Kieran Tierney that are creating most of their chances. So how can I say that it's wrong to select Willian? What frustrates me about Willian is that he doesn't do what Pepe does and tries to be the player that I know he's capable of being at Chelsea. He's hamstrung by his manager's instructions because his manager is scared of us getting a hiding because of poor defensive positions on the pitch. But in terms of Arteta, I have reservations. He's not the right man for the job, and this season will prove me right because if we're don't finish in the top 4, then he his appraisal has failed, which means if you fail your appraisal, your job should be on the line.
Okay. I guess we'll wait and see then. I have no comments on that. So here are the average scores. Here are the average scores. Right. So, can you see Oba? Can you see what I was saying about you being very generous? The average score here is 5.75 for most of the guys that participate.
I respect that.
Yeah. And then for Willian, obviously, most of the guys in the comments, I'm pretty sure they've gone in back. Many of them were saying 4, so Willian has got a 4.
Yeah, but you and I know that there's 2 players at the football club, and maybe there's 3 in terms of David Luiz. All bets are off when it comes to those 3 players. All bets are off when it comes to Willian. You go on Twitter or Arsenal Fan TV, all bets are off. All he has to do is ties his shoelaces up, puts his shorts and boots on, crosses the white line, and immediately he's already going to get a 3 out of 10. You know, and I know it.
I understand. I think the emotions kind of take the better of us, and most of the times we don't try to just look at it from a neutral point of view and say, did this guy do that badly or did he do good? I hear what you're saying. I think it's a case of people are fed up and they don't even want to hear anything.
No. I think the thing is, right, is that we've got a lot of players from Chelsea. A lot of those players have won major tournaments and played in big games, 50-50 games, one-off games. They've won them. And we've expected those players to replicate that sort of leadership qualities, mental toughness, footballing ability at the football club at Arsenal. But you don't understand, this Arsenal's in decline. We're an Arsenal we're not the Arsenal that we were under George Graham and Arsene Wenger in the early years.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we think that these players are going to get this magic wand and we're going to start getting better. Yeah, we're getting these players because of who we are and where we are at the football club at the time. And they want to stay in London as well.
Say that again?
They want to stay in London as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. Claude here gives Arteta a 6. I said it, man. You guys have switched personalities today.
It's not a case of that. You've got to be fair. You've got to be fair. You've got to be fair. There's a lot of things that have gone well for Arteta in the last couple of weeks. Team selections in terms of like the illnesses that suffered by Willian and David Luiz enabled him to make a decision and make changes. I still don't believe he would have made those changes. You disagree with me on that, and I respect you on that.
I disagree. I disagree because
and I respect we've already gone down that. But things happen in football for a reason, and sometimes you've got to take what's on offer and hope it comes off. And if it comes off, you're doing well. And I think that's happened. But it's only 4 games. The Crystal Palace game worries me sick because you don't know. I don't think even Croydon Roy knows which Crystal Palace is turning up on Thursday. But Eze.
Hold that, yeah. We're gonna hold that thought. That's the last thing we're gonna talk about before we round up. We're gonna talk about Crystal Palace, yeah. Hold that thought for now, yeah. Let's just quickly run through this quickly. So Pepe here, the average score is 5.71. Wow. Okay. Right. And Willock here gets a 5. What did you give Willock? You gave Willock a 5, right? Yeah. Willock gets a 5. Pepe, you give a 6. So I think it's in between 5 and 6 for most people. You guys are kind of close in the manner of speaking. Elneny gets an average of 6.
Fair enough.
Tierney gets 7.71. Okay.
Well, too high. I'm not too highly.
You were very high. You give him a 9. You give him a 9.
I gave him an 8.
Did you give him who did you give a 9 then?
I don't give 9s. Right.
Okay, I must be mistaken then. Pablo Mari gets 7.29. I think that's fair. That's fair. That means people give him higher than you give him a 7. You give him a 7. Some people, probably give him a bit higher than that, which is fair. Luiz gets a 7.14. He did very well as well. You give Cedric a 7, but the general consensus here thinks is 6.17.
Fair enough.
Saka, who's I think, to be honest, I missed out Saka. I'm sorry, guys, because I think they must have given him as Leno.
He's only getting a 7 today. He's only getting a 7 from me.
Saka?
7.
Okay.
7.
Fine. But this, in effect, is actually Leno, not Saka. This is actually Leno. So this is 7.2 now. I don't know what people used to give him this rating, whether it was the picture I put on or they actually used the name. I don't know. But that's my mistake. I'm going to get it right next time, yeah? Lacazette gets 6.83. I think you give him a 6. So most people gave him a bit higher
I
because
gave him a 7.
Did you give him a 7?
Yes, because he affected the game.
I can't remember anymore. Nelson here gets a 5. You give him a 4.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Nketiah didn't play. Why you guys give him a rating? Niles didn't play. Why you guys give him a rating?
Don't worry about that. Ignore it.
Yeah. Emil Smith-Rowe gets 8.43. You gave him an 8.
Yes.
Okay.
Stand
fair
by
enough.
that.
I mean, fair enough. And then Xhaka gets a 7.2.
I gave him a 7.
That's fair. So the average score across the board today was a general performance of 6.38 from everybody.
What about the manager?
That's a very good question because I cannot see it on here. Do you know what, guys? I'm sorry, but I'm just getting used to this tool. Maybe I'll get it right next time. Listen, all right, fine. Let's go to the last section. Yes, let's talk about Palace quickly. Let's go to the last section of this chart. Let's talk about Palace. Right. So Crystal Palace.
They scare me.
Do they?
They scare me because I don't know what the thing about this. There's 2 Crystal Palaces. There's the Crystal Palace that lost against Liverpool, lost 7-0, and there's the Crystal Palace that destroyed Man United in the beginning of the season. I look at players like Eze. I look at players like Zaha. I look at players like Townsend, who's now it can play the number 10 and can play the inverted winger. I look at players like Mihailovic, and I look at players. I look at Benteke and I look at AU, and I think, you know what? Those players, that team can beat anyone in their day. We've seen evidence of it. We've seen them over the years go to Anfield, turn over Liverpool. We saw them turn over Man United. We know they've turned us over at our ground. We've witnessed it ourselves. We know full well that they can beat Tottenham. They can beat anyone in their day if they fancy it. And the problem is, I don't know which Arsenal's going to turn up because Arsenal, although we've got a rich range, we've dug in. We've found a couple of youngsters who want a piece of it. We've got a good left back. I don't know which Arsenal's going to turn up. And this game is really fascinating in terms of it's a game of the unknowns because there's definite quality in attacking areas. Defensively, you look at Crystal Palace and you say, who's going to play right back? Normally they play Nathaniel Klein, but normally their normal right back is Joel Ward. Very solid, doesn't have the pace in the Klein. He doesn't get up and down, but he probably defends better than Klein. And then you've got, Gary Cahill. He's a very good defender as well. And you also, but they have a few injuries defence. You don't know it's going to be Dan. You don't know it's going to be Tompkins. Sarko they're trying to get rid of. And their goalkeeper
So if I understand correctly, the only reason you're scared is because you're scared of the unknown, basically. That's it. Well, you're not sure how these guys are going to come because I've seen them play badly this season.
But you've seen them play well as well.
Yeah.
And
Eze seems to be a very good player. Eze is really coming up.
It's a 6-pointer this game. I think it's a 6-pointer because where both teams are in the table, this is a time where if whoever wins this game gets themselves to the top half of the table. So I call this a 6-pointer. I think it's probably our most important game in terms of where we are on the table. Not in terms of the fact that it's a big club like the Tottenhams, the Man Uniteds, the Liverpools, the Man Cities. But in terms of where we are right now, this is a very important game because this can propel us in the top half of the table where we can make some noise for Europe and maybe, have a bit of a scratch and maybe a bit of a nibble at the top 4. So we have to win on Thursday.
So what's your prediction for that game? What's your prediction for that game?
I don't.
Give me a score.
Don't ask me who. 3-2. But it could be 3-2 us or 3-2 Palace. There's going to be goals. There's going to be defensive mistakes. There's going to be controversy. And there's going to be quality. And there may be a sending off.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sorry, let me just say this. Yeah? The only players I'm concerned about, personally, is Zaha and Eze. Why? Because they've got a lot of tricks in them. And not just tricks for tricks' sake. They're quite efficient as well. and they work horses, they work hard. Eze, for me, has been very impressive. And I see that guy going places. Not even because of the goal he scored in their last game where he ran from the midfield and he took on a lot. Not just because of that. Right before then, I see him as someone that he's quite good on the ball and off the ball as well.
We had him as a 13-year-old.
Oh, did we? I didn't even know.
We had him as a 13-year-old and we let him go. And then he went to Millwall.
Wait, was it Arsenal? I knew. Wait, hang on. Was it Arsenal? Because I knew he was supposed to go.
When he was 13, we let him go. We let him go. And then he went to Millwall, and he actually cemented his career and his reputation at Queen's Park Rangers. And that's when Crystal Palace came in. And I think in terms of the way Croyd and Roy, the thing with Crystal Palace, right, is that they've got so much pace. And I think their pace because it keeps them actually in the division, because any given day they can win spectacularly, home or away. Recently, more away than home, and they just got so much quality about them but they're so inconsistent. And I think that's what scares me about it, because they are more than capable of. All right, the type of sides we've lost to this season have been teams that run at us down the left-hand side and put crosses in. Wolves, Aston Villa, and you have to say Leicester, although Leicester scored from the right-hand side. But teams that run at us normally get good results in the Emirates. Crystal Palace is a team with great pace, and they can run at us from deep. And that's where I have a problem. I have genuine concerns about Bellerin at right back and Rob Holding at right centre half. Bellerin,
I don't know if Rob Holding. I think it's going to start.
The thing that does me about Bellerin and Holding is when teams do the 1-2 down the left-hand side, they haven't got a clue. They can't cut a cross out. And then what will happen is that our left-handed centre halves, be it David Luiz, Mari, or Gabriel, are now having to get out of position and leaving space down the opposition's right-hand side because of those two players not doing their work. And Crystal Palace are capable of doing it. Let's remember what Wolves did to us with Podence and Neto. Left-hand side.
Two players, they can beat a man. I think they had like 5-6 dribbles and in that game, and the whole Arsenal had
look at Aston Villa. Four players did it to us at Villa. Target, left back, Barkley, Grealish.
But don't you think? Wait. What if they come? Wait, hang on a minute. I mean, we thought that Chelsea was going to do the same thing because they have equally skillful players.
Yeah.
But the tables have turned. Don't you think? For the sake of Arsenal players and Arsenal football, the players have actually turned up. There's a bit of confidence back in the camp. People are not as scared anymore with the touches, with the movements, and maybe we're just going to have a confident Arsenal side.
We hope we'd have that, but the thing is that confidence isn't going to eradicate poor defending. It has to be hard work and probably a change of personnel. Because if you look at it logically, Chelsea didn't hurt us in those areas where other teams have hurt us. They made that mistake. Now, Brighton weren't good enough to do it, and West Brom were pathetic. They're pathetic. And Big Sam just went there for the cash and must be thinking, what have I done? Well, in terms of like Crystal Palace, they're a settled side, and they do have the tools to hurt us down that side, and we need to be very, very careful. We need to watch Zaha as well, where he likes to win his penalties, like to win his free kicks. Let's not forget what's happened in the Emirates. 2-0 up. And in the second
but that was under Emery in the tail end of his of the first season where he recapitulated and all that. I remember that game.
Yeah, but
that we had Mustafi. That was Mustafi though. That was all Mustafi's fault.
Mustafi, but you say Mustafi, but Crystal Palace still had a goal for it. They still deserved to beat us when we lost 3-2. They're the better side. The game last year. All right, we had a goal struck off mistakenly by VAR where we should have won 3-2. But Crystal Palace caused us problems, and I think that they're more than capable of doing the same on Thursday. So we have to take one game at a time. I'm going to say 3-2, but I'm not saying who to because it could be 3-2 to Palace.
I'll hold you to that.
To us.
I'll hold you to that. Let's take a few comments and we round up quickly. I'll hold you to that. Jesse here says we drew Palace twice last season. Did we draw them twice? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the every season. So
no, last season we did.
Right. Let's Football Talk here says Zaha and Eze will run riot. Yeah, I think we'll cover that.
With you, Nathaniel.
He's your best friend now, isn't it? George here, nice to see you. Good night, man. Good night. I think he's gone already.
Good night, George.
Mossy Boss says, I will be positive. Ken, we're gonna be. Come on, man. That's what I like to hear.
Come on, Mossy boy. Come on, Mossy boy.
Jesse B says we will be 1 goal, 2-1 or 3-2. Okay, sounds good. Sounds positive. Sterling says we just need the right team. Yeah, listen, I think he's saved. You know the guys that came off the bench are definitely gonna be starting that game. It's very obvious. It is very, very obvious. He already has his first team sorted out. Said Arsenal had Eze until we told him to. The same way we told Ibrahimovic to leave, innit? Arteta changed the lineup and took some kids and let them play with some freedom. Yep, you did well.
Yes.
So I wonder why you were giving him a 6 in your player ratings. Claude, FA Cup has become a farce with teams hit by COVID having to play kids. Listen, man, I hear you, man. I mean, I didn't watch the Aston Villa game, sorry. I was so busy I didn't have the time to watch it, and
I thought it was a good game. I watched it.
I didn't watch it.
One thing about that, right? One thing that Crawl's got a point, but I think if you look at the situation, is that in the league, that game would have been called off because you have 25 players who are registered and who are registered to play in the Premier League, and if you can't field 11 players out of that 25. Then the game could be called off. I still have reservations, and I want an explanation on why Man City's game with Everton
got cancelled,
called off during the league. Because I'm not convinced that Man City could not have fielded 11 players that game. They could have played 11 players.
Which coach came out and said he wants to hear? Was it Mourinho?
The coach came out and said he wants to get the game against Fulham. Yes, Fulham. It was Mourinho.
He said he wants. No. That's a different one. I think what Mourinho said was they should have told him. No, I'm beginning to mix this up.
Yeah, I know it's Fulham. Fulham were playing Tottenham, and the game was at 5:30, and the game got called off 3 hours before because Fulham got a COVID outbreak, and that's the thing about the whole situation is as much as people want football to take a break, I fully respect that and understand that it's not going to happen because we've got to make sure we have the Euros. I don't think the Euros should be held in other countries. I think it should be held in one country so we can have fans. And if that means holding it in Russia, we hold it in Russia or any other country. We cannot hold it in this country because, as you well know, and you'll probably agree with me, Tade, this once, that we have not got control of the COVID situation in this country. So how we can contemplate holding events like Euro 2020 with fans at Wembley.
I think what's gonna happen is we're probably gonna be waiting to see. Hopefully, April, May, the vaccine is gonna be out depending on who wants it. I don't know if you're confident about it, but that's a confidential thing. We don't even want to get into that now, but it all depends on if they cover a lot of people.
It could be the only way to get some sort of normality. Could be the only way because everything we tried isn't working. We tried lockdowns, we tried tears.
It didn't work because we've got a lot of people breaking the rules, and that's why it keeps spreading. But listen, let's not get into that here because this is supposed to be a football chat. Listen, yes. Ken, I really, really, really appreciate your thoughts as always. Guys, if you're still on this stream, we're going to be rounding up now. Myself and Claude are going to be starting a new show very soon. It's probably going to be fun. Myself and Claude, I love him, but we never agree on football matters. So you can imagine what.
You know what I agree with Claude on? Is that you don't let people speak and you try to control. You never accept people's. If you don't agree with someone, you want 10 reasons why they've said it, and after they give you the 10th reason, you'll go and ask for an 11th reason, a 12th reason, a 13th reason, a 14th reason, and then you're still trying to change their mind. But that's the beauty of a debate. It's about changing minds, and that's why. If everyone agrees, it's boring.
Anyway, thanks a lot, people. Listen, guys, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash up the likes. Put the likes up. It gets the video, to go out there and meet people that don't know about this channel. It exposes the video a little bit more. Make sure you do that, people. and I'm gonna fall in love with you. You know, a very platonic relationship, by the way. Thank you very much. It's your boy, the Blunt Punies. Lovers be lovers, haters will be haters, and we out of here, people. Cheers.
Hey, are you enjoying the content? Well, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Stop looking at me. Subscribe now. Come on. How is the channel going to grow if you don't subscribe? Help a brother. Thank you very much.